General Hospital spoilers for Monday, January 19th. Predict Drew appears to be planning something dangerous. We step into this story knowing that General Hospital is never quiet for long, and the calm that seems to settle over Port Charles is usually the most dangerous kind. From the very beginning, we sense that something is off with Drew. There is a tension around him that feels heavier than before. A look in his eyes that suggests he is standing at the edge of a decision that could change many lives, including his own. We remember that Nina was likely the one who tried to stop him, but warned him not to involve himself too deeply in Willow's life. Nina has always walked the line between caring and controlling, and in this moment, her concern may have been genuine. She understands how fragile Willow's situation is, how easily one wrong move could send everything crashing down. Drew, however, is not a man who likes being told what to do, especially when he believes he is acting out of loyalty or love. We can almost feel Drew bristling at Nina's words. Even if he outwardly agreed, something inside him probably refused to back down. Hypothetically, Drew may see himself as Willow's protector, someone who has already sacrificed so much and is unwilling to step aside now. That mindset can be dangerous. When someone believes their intentions are pure, they often justify reckless actions. We start to wonder if Drew might do something impulsive, something that crosses a line. The most unsettling possibility is whether he could act in a way that endangers Nina herself. She is, after all, his mother-in-law, and family dynamics in Port Charles are rarely simple. While it may seem extreme to imagine Drew turning his anger toward Nina, General Hospital has taught us that emotions can escalate quickly, and even a moment of rage can lead to irreversible consequences. As we move deeper into the story, Willow's situation comes sharply into focus. Against many expectations, Willow appears to be cleared of charges. She walks free, her name restored in the eyes of the law. On the surface, this should be a moment of relief, even celebration. Yet we know better. We know that freedom does not always bring peace. For some characters, Willow's acquittal feels like a betrayal of justice. Kai and Trina are the ones carrying the heaviest burden here. They know the truth. They know that Willow was the one who shot Drew, and that knowledge sits between them like a loaded weapon. We imagine the internal conflict tearing at Kai and Trina. On one hand, they believe Willow should have paid for what she did. On the other, speaking out would shatter lives, possibly their own. Their silence is not born of approval, but of fear and moral confusion. They're trapped in a gray area, where doing the right thing could mean destroying innocent people along with the guilty. This is where General Hospital thrives, in that uncomfortable space where choices have no clean answers. We suspect that their discomfort will not go unnoticed. Sonny Corinthos, with his sharp instincts and long history of navigating lies, is likely to sense that something is wrong. Sonny has always been a man who reads people as well as he reads situations. He notices hesitation, the way someone avoids eye contact, the pauses that last a second too long. It is entirely possible that Sonny begins to suspect Kai and Trina are hiding something. This suspicion may lead him to Alexis, not out of coincidence, but because Alexis often sits at the crossroads of secrets and legal maneuvering. We can picture Sonny showing up at her office under some pretext, perhaps seeking advice or information unrelated to Willow. But in Port Charles, chance encounters are rarely accidental. Hypothetically, Sonny could overhear a conversation he was never meant to hear, one involving Alexis. and Trina discussing the truth behind Willow's case. If that happens, the implications are enormous. Sonny hearing even a fragment of that conversation could set off a chain reaction. He may not reveal what he knows immediately, choosing instead to observe, to confirm his suspicions. Sonny plays the long game. We can imagine him wrestling with what to do next. Does he protect Willow for the sake of family? Or does he expose the truth to preserve his own sense of justice? This internal struggle could define his actions in the days to come. Meanwhile, Dante's storyline weaves into this web of misunderstanding and suspicion. We know that Dante had a conversation with Chase earlier, and it is likely that this conversation was far from casual. Dante is a detective, and when questions arise, he does not ignore them. Tracy, never one to keep quiet if she believes she holds valuable information, may have told Dante that Chase could be the one who overheard a private conversation between Michael and Tracy. This accusation, even if incorrect, plants a seed of doubt. We, as viewers, know that Chase is not the eavesdropper. That role likely belongs to Martin. But in the world of General Hospital, perception often matters more than truth. Dante, Tracy, and Michael could easily misinterpret the situation. From their perspective, Chase's behavior may seem suspicious. Perhaps he asked the wrong questions or appeared too invested in Willow's fate. These small details can quickly be woven into a narrative of guilt. Dante's interrogation of Chase might be intense, charged with personal and professional tension. We can imagine Dante pressing Chase, demanding to know why he seems so determined to protect Willow. This leads us to another layer of conflict. Dante may start to wonder if Chase's loyalty to Willow comes at the expense of Brooke Lynn Quartermaine. Brooke Lynn has already endured enough heartbreak, and the idea that Chase might abandon her, emotionally or otherwise, could deeply concern Dante. He may see himself not just as a detective, but as someone responsible for safeguarding those he cares about. This suspicion could strain relationships and push Chase into a corner, where defending himself only makes him look more guilty. While these tensions simmer, Britt's storyline takes a darker, more dangerous turn. Britt has never been one to shy away from confrontation, but fear is clearly driving her current actions. Marco's presence in her life has become oppressive, and the shadow of his father looms large. We believe Britt may decide that the only way to regain control is to confront Marco's father directly. This is not a choice she makes lightly. She is afraid of him, and that fear is rooted in real danger. Yet Britt is also fiercely independent, unwilling to live her life under constant threat. By seeking out Marco's father, Britt risks everything. She may hope that a direct confrontation will end the harassment, but it could just as easily escalate the situation. Liesel, Britt's mother, is likely aware that something is wrong. Liesel is not easily fooled, and she has a long history of sensing when her daughter is in danger. Our analysis suggests that Liesel may already know Britt is being blackmailed or threatened. And if that is true, the people responsible should be very afraid. Brennan and Sidwell may believe they are untouchable, but they underestimate Liesel at their peril. Liesel has been called the Mad Doctor for a reason. She does not follow rules when her family is threatened. Hypothetically, Liesel could choose a reckless, aggressive approach, targeting Brennan and Sidwell in ways they never anticipate. She may not care about the consequences, only about protecting Britt. This could lead to a confrontation that reshapes the balance of power, reminding everyone that Liesel is not someone to cross. Amid all this chaos, Nathan's return remains one of the most intriguing mysteries. Since coming back to General Hospital, Nathan has not shown the kind of dramatic change many expected. This has fueled speculation. Some rumors paint him as a hidden villain. Others go so far as to suggest he could be the secret boss known only as C. These theories are tempting, but we are not convinced. It is likely that the writers intend to keep Nathan on the side of good, at least for now. Still, that does not mean his story lacks depth. We may soon see a softer side of Nathan, particularly in scenes with his son, Rocco. These quiet moments could offer a stark contrast to the surrounding turmoil, reminding us of what is at stake. Nathan's concern for Lulu also opens the door to a potential romantic storyline. We suspect that their relationship could grow, slowly and cautiously, shaped by past wounds and present uncertainties. In a world full of secrets and betrayals, their connection could become a rare source of stability. Finally, we turn to Michael, whose troubles are far from over. New accusations may surface, threatening to send him to prison. Michael has always lived under immense pressure, caught between the Corinthos legacy and his own moral compass. Facing the possibility of incarceration could push him to his breaking point. Yet the Corinthos family is not without resources. Diane, the fiercely loyal and highly skilled attorney, is likely to step in as Michael's defense lawyer. We have seen Diane work miracles before. She knows the law, but more importantly, she knows how to navigate the political and emotional undercurrents of Port Charles. Her involvement suggests that Michael's case will be anything but straightforward. The courtroom drama could expose hidden alliances and long-buried secrets, forcing characters to choose sides. As we reach the end of this unfolding narrative, we are left with a sense of anticipation. Every storyline intersects with another, creating a fragile web that could collapse at any moment. Drew's dangerous impulses, Willow's controversial freedom, Sonny's growing suspicions, Dante's misunderstandings, Britt and Liesel's looming confrontation, Nathan's uncertain path, and Michael's legal battle all point toward a future filled with conflict and revelation. Possibly, one truth coming to light could unravel everything. Likely, the consequences will be felt by everyone in Port Charles. And hypothetically, the choices made now will define who these characters become when the dust finally settles.